In this video, I'm going to discuss about the erosional landforms of streams. So in the earlier video, I discussed about waterfalls and river valleys. Now I'm going to discuss about the remaining parts of erosional landforms of streams. So first one is potholes. These are kettle-like small cylindrical structures. So these depressions are created by, so say some grainy substances, sediments are there in the river water. When it is coming, it is caught in the whirling water. So when they are whirling, so continuously when they whirl there, so they create small structures like potholes like structures it creates. So when it is repeating, it will be the large structures it creates. When this process is creating in a single and in the same place, so it will create a large structure, then we call it as plunge pools. But if like it is a small cylindrical shaped depressions, then we call it as potholes. So these rock beds are, it could be sandstones or granite. So these are coarse grained rock lithological structure. So as I said, that grinding tools are rock fragments. So these sedimentary fragments, so when they caught in the whirling water, it starts drilling the rocks. So these processes are repeating to form a plunge pools. These plunge pools are larger than the potholes. Structural benches. So these are flat surfaces, step-like flat surfaces. We can see that in this in the valley, we can see that step-like flat surfaces are created. So these terraces are created because of the differential erosion of the river. Because why differential erosion takes place is because there are the alternative bends of hard rock and soft rocks. So these benches are formed depending upon the lithological characteristics of the rocks and the rate of erosion. So this is dependent upon the lithological character and the rate of erosion of the river. So because of those factors, structural benches are formed. So next we are going to discuss about river terraces. So in this we saw that structural benches, so but these have flat terrace, step-like terraces, but here this is a narrow flat surfaces. So here we can see it is narrow, but in the earlier structural benches it was little broader than this river terraces. So these river terraces are narrow flat surfaces on either side of the valley floors, and these are remnants of former valley floors arranged in step-like form, formed due to dissection of fluvial sediments of floodplains deposit along the valley floor. And it has two types. This is paired terraces, this is unpaired terraces. So in this paired terraces, we can see both this side the structure is similar, but whereas in unpaired structure, the structure is not similar in both this side when we see in these valleys. So these are remnants of former valley floors. Next one is river meanders. So river meanders, or meandering means bending. Meandering means bending. So there are bends in the longitudinal course of the rivers. So we call the river as meanders. It is named meander because the meander river of Asia Minor flows through numerous bends. So because of that only this meander, the name meander was derived from these Asia Minor rivers. Asia Minor river, and it is a natural process and a result of erosion and deposition. So here both erosion is also taking place and deposition also taking place in meanders. Shape of meander is semicircular to circular shape, and depending upon the channel width, the length of the meander belt varies. Slope of meanders. So there are two slopes are there. One is concave slope and the other one is convex slope. So here we see that this is the river cliff. This cliff is called concave slope, but here this is a slip of slope that we say that is a convex slope. So concave slope is, it's a very steep like a landform. The river is flowing. So when it is flowing directly, it is hitting this and it is eroding. So this structure is, this side it is steep. Whereas this side the rate of erosion is, here deposition takes place. So it is a slope-like structure. This is a slope-like structure. So here deposition takes place, whereas this side erosion takes place. So concave side erosion is taking place. In the convex, the rate of the velocity of the river is slow in this side. So here the deposition takes place, and it is a slip of slope they call, or convex slope. So concave slope is a vertical cliff formed because the river strikes the valley side directly, and it is steep concave slope. So this is also called as cliff slope side whereas the convex slope is called due to deposition of sand, gravels and alluvium. So it is a gentle convex slope. It is also called slip-off slope. So this is clip slope side, this is slip-off slope. So factors govern meandering river are lithological characteristics, which kind of rocks on which the river the river is flowing, the topographic characteristics, whether it's a plain or plateau or mountainous region, and general slope, whether it's a gentle slope or a steep slope, and the vegetation near the river, and annual precipitation. So this annual precipitation determines the water flow and stream discharge, the stage of river development, and the time factor in the process of cycle of erosion, whether it is in young stage or mature stage or a old stage. And though meandering occurs in all types of terrain but is more pronounced in the even surface. So in the plain surface, river meandering is more pronounced. Sinuosity index or coefficient. Sinuosity index, how it is calculated. So in this image we can see that this straight line distance, this is a meandering distance. So distance measured along the stream, this is a meandering distance. So this distance is going to be very much more than the straight line distances. So this is the narrow distance. So shorter distance, but this distance is going to be a longer distance. So sinuosity ratio can be calculated. So distance measured between 2 points along the streams by straight line distance between 2 points. So first you measure this, take this, say this is 150 kilometer. So this is 50 kilometer. When we calculate this 150 by 50, then we get so 3. So sinuosity ratio is going to be 3 here. Sinuosity ratio we get as 3. So it's meandering. This river is meandering. Sinuosity index calculation is by the actual path length divided by the shortest path length. It is a dimensionless quantity. Values range from 1 to infinity. When we say 1, it's going to be a straight line like this. The river flows in the straight line direction. If the value is above 1.3, then the meandering begins. If it is infinity, it's a closed loop. It's a closed loop, and where the shortest path length is 0. And types of meanders on the fluvial erosion. On the basis of fluvial erosion, it can be classified into normal meanders, incised meanders, misfit meanders. So normal meanders developed through lateral erosion, whereas incised meanders developed by vertical erosion. So this is lateral erosion, whereas this is by vertical erosion. And misfit meanders formed within the extensive meanders. So say this is a river is flowing like this, river valley is there, already existing river valley, but this river is not fitting with this valley, so they form meanders inside a river valley. So this river is called misfit. This river is called misfit meanders. So these, when the stream flow water volume becomes substantially low, so this happens because when the stream flow is low, it won't fit with the river valley, so it meanders inside the valley itself. So this is called misfit meanders. And morphological classification of meanders, it could be a wavy type of meanders, horseshoe type of meanders, oxbow or bracelet type of meanders. So wavy type of meander is it flows in simple. It is simple in plan, and it is wavy type of meanders can be seen in plain region, and meandering necks are wide apart. So here say this. So the meandering necks. So the meandering necks are wide apart and developed by major streams. Horseshoe type of meanders, beds are highly curved. So this is highly curved meanders, and the arms of meanders are close and the neck is narrow. So here the neck is very narrow. So the neck is very narrow here. The arms of the meander also highly curved. It's a highly curved meander, whereas here it is not highly curved. Wavy type of meander is not highly curved, but horseshoe type is highly curved. Oxbow, the name itself suggests. So it's a horsebow shape of meanders have circular bends. So these bends are circular in shape with high curvature. First one, let us discuss in detail about simple meanders. So developed during the first cycle of erosion. So first cycle of erosion. So in the early stage of cycle of erosion, these kind of simple meanders are formed by lateral erosion in the mature stage, and these are monocyclic meanders. On the basis of morphological characteristics, it can be divided into three types. They are wavy type, horseshoe type, oxbow meanders. And conditions for development of simple meanders are alluvial plains, gentle slope. So that alluvial, if it is a plain, simple meanders will form, and gentle slope and sufficient amount of precipitation. So the volume of water also determines, and general absence of vegetation. So if the vegetations of the absence of vegetations are there, suppose here vegetations are there, so the river flow towards the vegetation is less, because here the river roots will be there, so it prevents the directions, or it prevents the meandering of the river. If the vegetation is not more, if vegetation is less in the course of the river, then it can easily meander. And formation of simple meanders, it forms in the regions of both loose and resistant bedrocks. So simple meanders are formed in so here, because it is a plain region where it is these simple meanders are formed. So if the bedrocks are loose and resistant, it can easily meander. And a minor obstruction in the longitudinal course of a river diverts the course of that river. So initially the minor bends are formed. Say the river is flowing straightly in the straight direction. Suppose any obstructions are there, then then the river starts meandering here like this, and here minor bends are formed when the channel currents strike against the concave side of the slope. So the river is flowing, and here this is the concave side where it is striking against this concave. The river is striking against this concave slope of the open meander beds and cut the loose geomaterials, and this process is continued. So like this similar process are continued, and the meandering also, the curvature of the river also modifies, because it becomes more curved, and this process is continued to form high degree of curvature of meander loops like horseshoe shape. So at the same time, deposition also occurs at the opposite side, which is convection shape, and these processes continue and meander loops become more circular and finally forms oxbow meanders. Later they transform into oxbow lakes. So here we can see that initially it is a somewhat similar, initially it is a minor bend is formed here. So when the river water is striking like this against this this is a concave slope. So here this yellow region is a deposition side, this is convex slope. So it's striking, and it becomes the meandering degree of meandering is more here. So like this it forms. So the curvature also is more here. So here we can see that the curvature is very much curved, it's almost in circular shape. So this is called oxbow meanders. This is a horseshoed meander, this is a simple meander, and here this this region is some deposition occurs here, and this region, this river abandons this meander and directly flows in this direction. So this becomes oxbow lake. Incised meanders. Next one is now we are going to discuss about incised meanders. So the narrow and deep meanders formed due accelerated rate of valley deepening caused by rejuvenation inside simple meanders. So these are deep meanders, but it is a narrow meanders and deep meanders formed due to vertical erosion, whereas simple meanders are formed due to lateral erosion. But these meanders are formed due to vertical erosion of older meanders by downcutting of valley floors. So simple meanders are formed in the first stage of cycle of erosion, whereas these incised meanders are formed in the simple meanders. So these are formed during the rejuvenation stage of simple meanders, and these are classified as entrenched meanders and ingrown meanders on the basis of nature of slope and valley sides. So entrenched meanders, also called entrenched meanders. So let us see about entrenched or entrenched meanders. So trenching means a trench is formed. So a trench is formed. Here we can see this is entrenched meanders. See, the vertically is the river is eroding vertically, so it's a narrow vertical slope. It's a valley. Here slopes are uniform on both the sides of meandering loop, so we can see that the slopes are uniform and it is very steep in both the sides. Though through vertical erosion, valley floors are entrenched during the rejuvenation process. So how the trenching of the river valley has occurred. So but whereas ingrown meanders, so both the sides are concave in shape. Both the sides are concave in shape, whereas ingrown meanders, one side it will be off. So one side it will be a concave shape, the other side deposition will take place. Like this, deposition will take place. So slopes of valley sides are unequal, whereas here it is equal. Here it's unequal. One side is concave and other side is convex, whereas here both the side is concave, and one side with hanging cliff, the other side is with slip of slope. So though it is also ingrown meanders, also the vertical meanders, and but it's formed due to vertical erosion. But one side is steep cliff side, the other side is slip of slope. So these are ingrown meanders. That's the difference between entrenched and ingrown meanders. So the next landform formed by erosional activity of rivers are peneplains. These peneplains, so these are low featureless plains having undulating surface and remnants of concave residual hills. So these are peneplains. So these are end products of normal cycle of erosion. So that's all about landforms formed by erosion activity of rivers.